What's up, everyone? This is SojuTalk, your weekly shot at K-pop. We're coming at you with a super spicy episode 183, and we're recording on April 4th, 2022. I'm Doug, and joining me today, we got Warren.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
And Anita.
Hello.
And as a quick reminder, check out SojuTalk on your favorite podcast platform, sub to us on YouTube, and join the SojuTalk Discord and be a part of the nation. Not really any announcements this week, but we were going to do 3 songs, right?
Oh, yes.
Planning to do 3 songs. We were going to do Purple Kisses, Meme. We were going to do Kingdom's Ascension and Eunbi's Glitch. But then the Big Bang song released at Korea time for the 5th. You know, because Korea's 12 hours ahead of us.
Right.
We were expecting it to be released probably tomorrow or like early in the morning or something. Nah, they released it right at 12 a.m. in Korea. So we came out. We're covering it as well. Just letting y'all know that.
There we go.
First song, though, Purple Kisses, Mem. So they are from RBW, debuted in 2020. Last 3 songs were Zombie, My, and Ponzania.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot how to pronounce that one back in the day, but that's the other one. Zero Music Show wins. What do you guys feel about this one? I think it's a little bit rough, though.
Can I just say that when I saw the title, I thought it was meme.
Yeah, I thought they were memeing with this song.
It's gonna be a big meme.
I was like, I don't know how this is gonna sound like, but that's an interesting name.
They wanted to make a dank track.
Hey, I probably would have had more enjoyment if it was a meme song.
Oh,
That might be a little too harsh.
Was it not dank enough for you? Is that what it is?
It's pretty dank. Or it attempts to be pretty dank. You know, like, how do I describe this?
No.
You see those, like, TikTok food trends or other food trends where they purposefully make something like, oh, this is so decadent. Or they build some kind of, like, monstrosity of a food that you're like, damn. Yeah. Or, like, so they make, like, crazy thing on the plate. That's what this song is for me.
oh, okay.
So you're talking about one of those, like, bad DIY videos,
or like that, you know, that Bloody Mary where they stack like a hamburger and fries and like a taco on it, you know, and you're like, what are we doing here? You know,
one of those, what's it called, like epic food?
Yeah, epic mealtime.
Epic mealtime. Oh my god, we're old.
Yep.
Okay. No, I see what you mean. There's a lot of things they tried to do, and I'm not sure if all of it was like really executed well. Mm-hmm. And you end up with this, you know, a lot of things they tried to do, but none of it was like done really, really well. A lot of it was like okay, all right, you know, like I guess it's better than awful or bad. But I do agree with you. I feel like they could have nailed a couple things a little better. Which for me mainly was the production of the whole track. Because apparently that's the only thing I pay attention to nowadays. But it's. They have a very trap-based sound with clear inspirations from the, you know, that one other girl group. I don't know if you've heard of aespa from this other group called Some Entertainment. I don't know. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. There's clear inspirations from Savage, right? Like there's like the metal clangy industrial drum noises, like those clap snare noises that like Sophie used to use, and then it was on Savage, and now Purple Kiss.
This song is like somewhere in between aespa and Everglow is where this song lives.
Oh.
And the issue is, it does neither of those things really well.
I agree.
My here's the thing. It could have worked really, really well. They could have done a good job of catching both rabbits per se. But at the same time, the sounds were kind of shallow, and like if you want to go for like an aespa-ic kind of sound or an Everglow-ish kind of sound, for instance, you need samples, you need a sound design that's like really, really clean and really, really just good. Lots of the samples here felt like really cheap, you know, like. And I'm thinking about like the main loop that's like bum 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 that
in the chorus.
Right. That I don't know, man. That just sounds like so like it sounds like a toy piano almost. I don't know. Like it feels very out of place.
I kind of see what you say about the production aspect. I will say that the idea, right? Like the melody, like the general vibe I thought was good, but I do agree that I feel like some parts of the execution I wasn't completely sold on. I also want to say, like, we kind of talked about this before we started recording, but they did a little bit of like really slow down sections, and then we slowly pick it up again.
Right.
It was interesting at first. The first time it happened, it was like, oh, okay. And I was actually surprised that it transitioned pretty good. Like, I didn't think it was like jarring.
Yeah.
But then I kept thinking, like, was that necessary? Did we need it in this specific point in the song? I don't know. I just wasn't sure if it was supposed to be there or if we thought, like, hey, let's just add it because it'd be interesting.
I actually think it works kind of well. That's one of the things I actually like about this track. It like slowing down and then picking the speed back up. That's like a very classic way to build emotion and tension, right? Like classical music, Baroque music used to do that back in the day. Like I'm talking literally 1600s, 1500s over here. It worked then. I think it still works now. Yes, it's not as a common technique, or like it's obviously not popular in pop music or K-pop for that matter. But I think the way they did it and the way they intended to use it wasn't really gimmicky, and it just felt like they were just using one of the things in their toolbox to create that tension. So I wasn't really against it. I think it worked pretty well. It wasn't offensive for me, at least, you know. Although I am recognizing. Here's the thing. I do recognize that it might feel like a gimmick, right? Because there's a lot of K-pop tracks that do that nowadays, where like they change the tempo for like whoever knows what reason. Like aespa's doing it,
like I was thinking
and Mix
of
is doing it.
I'm trying
IVE
to
is
think
doing
of
it.
right. I was thinking of IVE, where like the placement of the slowdown makes sense to me in that context of the song because it's right before the chorus,
Right.
and it kind of sets it up in that way. But this really wasn't the case for this song, so I felt like, oh, okay, I don't mind it. Like I don't think it was bad. I just questioned its place, really.
Didn't it happen right before the chorus here too?
Not exactly before it. I think it was like right after the first chorus.
You're talking about the Billie Eilish slowdown.
Yeah.
Oh.
Look
that
at
was
my
right
eye.
after the first
Oh
chorus.
no, I'm
I
talking
think.
about the whole section before the chorus.
Yeah, and then they did it again a little differently, right?
Right. Okay.
So I feel like one made more sense than the other, I guess. It's just, I don't know. I guess I thought like, oh, it would have been more consistent if it was in a different spot, or like if it was more obviously like a slow down dead and a build up like that. But I don't know. Interesting that they included it.
I do think the section before, the sections leading up to the chorus, I think that works really, really well because of the reasons I mentioned earlier. The Billie Eilish section, I think it worked for a different reason. And Doug, you talked about it briefly before we started recording, right? Like, weren't you like super big on that part too? Like,
It's the best part of the whole song. By
yeah,
far.
right. The part where Suan goes like, "Oh,
Look
look
at
at my
my
eyes,
Da, da, da,
deep
da.
inside,
More whispery. Yeah.
out of control."
Is really good. That was like the highlight for sure.
I do remember like instantly, like I remember like I was listening to the track at first while I was doing work, and like I had it playing in the background. I kind of lost attention for a bit, and then the moment that came on, I was like, hold, like alt tab to this, like back to Spotify, like what's going on over here. I kind of wished they emphasized it a little more in the music video, almost, where like.
Oh.
I don't know, like I feel like they could have done more with it, but it was portrayed like just another part where another person sings and dances a bit. And I was like, I felt like there could have been some creative things to do there a little bit, a la Billie Eilish. But hey, what they did works too. So, but then again, that's how I feel about this entire track. Like what they did, it works. It's like none of it's like, oh wow, that worked. It's
bad.
like,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
It's like it worked. It was alright. Yeah, it was alright. I mean, if you like tracks like this, you'll probably like it. That's my deal with it, right? Like it'll if you like tracks like this, sure, it'll work. But like none of it's like, oh, this is so good. Oh, that didn't happen for me. Like
The pacing of this song's a little weird too. They do like
Yes.
a deliberate slowdown, right?
right,
Into a build up to a chorus,
right.
into like a sound effect anti-drop thing, right? Like it's just kind of all over the place. That sequence of events towards the end of the song is just like all over the place.
See, this is where I think if they had so I think if they did the chorus really, really well, I think it worked. I think it would have
I
worked
could
a lot
see
better.
that though.
Right.
Yeah.
Because like I think they were doing
it was too much to palate at that point.
right. I think they were doing a pretty good job of like building into it, and then like the chorus is like dong 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 dong, and like I'm like that's like
They do whisper part, slow down, build up, anti-drop, chorus, slow down, build up, party festival time, end the song. That's a lot to palate.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That sequence is way too much to palate, I think.
And like that's where I feel like it could have worked really well. The idea was there, and the core of it works really well, but none of it was executed to its full extent. Where like I was like, oh, it worked, and instead we have, oh, they went slow. Why are they going slow?
I also feel like if you're willing to go towards the horror section, right, with that Billie Eilish type thing, because I wouldn't consider Billie Eilish like horror music, but she has horror elements in her music, right?
Right.
I want a full commitment. Warren, we were talking about this earlier. Warren said it's hard for K-pop groups to commit to that. I feel like another instance is which group was it? What's the Rika Rika group? Nature had a horror comeback that people liked, right? That was the one time people got into Nature, and then they're not doing it anymore. These groups, like, if you don't got a whole lot going for you, right? If you don't have a really huge fan base, and I know horror songs might be a difficult one to do, but I would like a group to fully commit to it some more,
I feel like they've been kind of running that line, right? Where
Zombie was like, in theory, that could have been a horror song, but in actual practice, kind of wasn't. It was a pop song.
It was about as scary as "Ooh, Hug It" by Twice. It has zombies.
No, really. Yeah.
But I will say that I do feel like they've been pretty consistent in this darker concept, right? Like
That's fair.
Not really straying too far from that. And I guess I don't know, maybe they will at some point go into like full on like scary horror stuff. But I think they like it's kind of dark, but it's still poppy, it's still approachable, I guess, for a more general audience.
And to a degree, I feel like that's a bit of a trendy thing to do at the moment, where like you're balancing cutesy, kish, and like a little scary, kind of creepy, like and
Billy.
hyping. No, Billy is a big example, and hyping is a big example. This group obviously is a big example. I don't know, like. And to a degree, I do feel like if they dive deeper and deeper into like a serious horrorcore, Memphis core kind of concept or sound or theme, whatever, I think it'll be two things. One, if they do a really good job and really convincing thing, I'm sure it'll have its audience, but I don't think that audience is big enough to be profitable. That's the first thing I'm concerned about, right?
Okay. Yep.
The second thing is they could try to pull it off really, really well, but it runs a big, big risk of just coming off as not scary. Because scary is a difficult,
That's a hard thing to do in K-pop.
Right. Or movies or film or whatever for that matter, really, right? Like, have you guys been to like one of those like zombie houses? Dude,
I can't handle those.
No, I'm talking about. I'm not talking about legit ones. I'm talking about the ones that they do in high school.
No, I still can't even handle that, dude.
Really?
Oh, really?
I hate jump scares. I can't handle them.
Okay.
And the cheapest form of horror is jump scares. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
I can't handle it, dude. They freak out.
Wow.
I don't know.
Flinch. I go, what? Whoa. We do the cup the ears, close the eyes. Someone drag me to the end, dude. That's me. That's me. You know. There's always one kid who got dragged to the haunted house thing.
Right.
Who didn't want to be there, but he's there because everyone thinks like they want them there because they're fun or whatever, or it'll be funny. That's me.
You're literally that anime cliche. That's who you are.
Yeah, that's me. That's me.
I think I've never been, but I think it would be fun.
What? Okay. What would you do, right, Doug, if you're flirting with a girl? You're kind of on a thumb with this girl.
Bro, we are gonna show her my vulnerable side. That's the plan.
Haunted house.
I can't do it, dude. Cannot do it.
Okay.
Like they whip out the chainsaw. Oh shit! Even though you know it's fake, like it's like I know like it's fake. You're safe here. Whatever, it's fine. I'm still gonna freak out.
No, I get that.
Wait,
it freaks you out.
So you don't do horror movies either? Or can you
Very
handle
rarely.
those?
Okay.
Very rarely.
Would you watch horror movies if they didn't have jump scares?
Yeah, because I like the theming of mystery, dark themes, fine.
Yeah.
Murdering, whatever.
Okay.
You know?
Murdering,
But,
whatever. Who cares about killing
But I
people?
hate jump scares. I hate jump scares.
Yeah, I don't like those.
Have you seen The Shining by Kubrick?
Yeah, dude, jump scares. Dude, that's not good.
That wasn't really a jump scare movie, was it?
Eh.
Okay. No, I see what you mean by jump scares now.
But I just can't handle jump
Okay.
scares.
No. I can't do
Dude,
it either.
Koreans don't do jump scares. They do jump scare plus super loud noise all of a sudden. Oh my god. Like, you know the wailing, right?
Oh
Goksan?
my god,
Oh,
that's
There's
a
so much
scary film.
loud banging. There's
Oh my
one
God.
scene in the wailing where they have the shaman scene. It is the loudest piece of cinema in the history of cinema.
Oh yeah.
They pumped that volume as loud as they legally could in that one scene. It's not even a
Yeah.
jump scare, but I remember watching that movie and it was like fine, it's thrilling, there's jump scares, whatever. And then they have that shaman scene. It is the loudest thing ever in a movie. I swear to God.
You like, here's the thing. Like, I remember like watching it for the first time. Like, I was with my friends. We were watching the thing at a normal volume, and then the scene starts, and we're like, okay, we don't want to annoy our neighbors. Let's turn it down a little bit. And then as the scene progresses, we keep turning the volume down and lower and lower and
Keeps
lower.
getting louder and louder.
Keeps getting louder. And I'm like,
Yeah.
God, Director, I get your point. But like,
Holy shit.
and we have done that genre of music as well. Like, it's, oh my God. Anyways.
All right, going back to Purple Kiss, I like the group. I think Nagoen
I
is
do
like
like
really trying real hard to carry this group, or they're putting her in the front a ton.
Oh.
I did not like the look though, where she had the pink glitter or whatever in her hair. Kind of looked like they taped the feather to her hair, the pink paint, whatever it was. Not a huge
Kinda
fan.
works.
I kind of worked.
Overall though, I think Purple Kiss has pretty good music. I don't know if the fan base is there yet, but I feel like we need a more clear song and clear direction. I know we're going the harder thing, but I think we need to commit more to it. And I think that the songs need to feel less like a smorgasbord and more like a refined song.
Here's the thing, right? I think the biggest homework for RBW right now is to, first of all, figure out a proper direction for Purple Kiss. And I know that it's cutesy horrorcore or maybe vanilla horrorcore, whatever you want to call it, right? I understand that's the direction. That needs to play into the music a little more. Because without the music video, that doesn't sell, right? And the other part is this Suwon girl is crazy talented, and that's the Billie Eilish part girl, right? She was crazy talented. I really think she has something. Give her more parts. Her English name is Swan.
Swan, yeah.
Swan?
Oh my God. Okay, well, #Swan over here. I clearly, if this girl is really talented, that means other people in this group have to be really, really talented. I like Nagoon, but like I want to see other.
There's a
people
lot
too.
of Nagoon though. Like there's a
There
lot.
is. I mean, I
move to the
voted
second
for
song.
Nagoon too. Like,
I voted for her too. She
Yeah.
always got if Jo Yudi didn't exist, Nagoon would have made the group. Just saying.
Wow.
Wow, that's a hot take, but okay.
It's true though. All right.
You're forgetting about Hyun.
Okay. Next song came out on Thursday. It is Kingdom's Ascension. So they are from GF Entertainment. Debuted 2021. Last 3 songs were Black Crown, Karma, and Excalibur. 0 music show win so far.
Wow.
They went historical. This was like a historical
Yes.
drama music video,
Traditional
essentially.
type sound.
Choson.
Yeah. How do we feel about it? Lot of traditional motifs. That's the main thing. You're probably
Yeah.
like, this was hella traditional. Is the number one thing you always think about.
Visually, sound wise.
Everything.
Yeah. They committed to that, I guess. Yeah.
Thank God.
Did it work though for you, Anita?
I'll say this. I think visually, everything made sense. Shout out to the styling because those outfits were really pretty. The more colorful pastel, traditional outfits. I don't know. I think they were all like very detailed and really very nice. I don't think they were like cliche. Everything looked very professional. I'll say that. Like the sets and the outfits. I think those were on point. Sound wise, I see the idea. I just feel like it didn't quite do anything new to this type of sound because this is not something new really. I feel like ONEUS has done something very similar. I think there were other groups. Stray Kids kind of did a little bit of
BTS
this.
Sugar.
Yeah. So like, it's not new, and I don't think it's bad. I just feel like it might get lost in the mist of it because I don't think it really stands out.
If you think this gets if you think this gets lost in the sauce, you are not looking at the sauce. The sauce. I don't want people to think this gets lost in the sauce. Hello, it is me. I am Warren. If you go back to our Lit episode where we covered Lit by
One Us,
I think that was one of the most critical discussions I've had about any group on this podcast ever. It has, between the three of us, I think it's kind of a meme, and it's at the same time become some sort of it's become like a standard almost for to talk about songs that I don't usually like. However, I understand this does not do anything particularly new. But what it does, I think it does pretty well and almost accurately.
No, I felt that too.
Yeah, like Lit was not lit for me because their instrument choices and sample selections and the sounds felt very generic and almost tradition. Like it felt like very cliched, stereotype Oriental kind of sounds. Whereas here, I'm like, okay, that's a Taepyeongso. That's the Komungo. That's a Kayagum. Like that's that's the Haegum.
Show them too, right?
Right.
Show them in the music.
Right. It was kind of funny because the moment where I see the Kayagum, I don't hear a Kayagum, but I hear it in other parts. I hear it in the other parts. So I'm like actually seeing traditional Korean instruments in the song. I'm seeing pretty convincing outfits as well. Yeah. Sets as well. The only thing I could probably like nitpick at is like the I think it's called a benken, the kind of king's emperor's head crown headdress thing where it's kind of flat rectangle at the top
with the beads, right?
Right, it's got beads coming down. That looked a little cheap. But hey, besides, I understand those are difficult to make and very expensive, so I'm not gonna nitpick at that really. Other than that, I mean, like, this is what I asked for, good sirs and lads. My God.
No, yeah.
I feel like this is a standard if you're going for this more traditional.
They really
vibe.
Respectfully handled it.
Yeah.
They didn't embellish too much. There was action scenes, but it is what it is. But I feel like there were Korean elements, but it wasn't like they were taking Korea and trying to shove it down someone's throat. You know what I mean?
Right.
True.
Right.
Yes, that's true.
It felt very tasteful. Was the amount of traditional stuff in here. I also feel like the usage of the traditional Korean words and phrases were pretty good. I thought it made sense where they put them.
I think for the most part it worked, and I want to say most part because like there are parts of the song that have a much more stronger emphasis on the traditional sounds, and the lyrics at that point are pretty cool. And then once I start hearing trap drums, I start hearing cringy stuff in the lyrics. Like one thing I remember seeing is these burn all these evil souls ta 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 ta, and I was like, I don't know, you burn all these evil souls? Like, are you hunting for witches in the 1600s, or is that what it is? Why does K-pop keep pulling from the 1600s these days?
You know what was the worst thing they did in this music video? The bird that came out of the arrow they fired at the end was the cheapest looking thing in this music video.
Yeah, the graphic there was not.
What was that? Hey,
but everything else before was fine.
They didn't need that.
Yeah, it was odd.
Birds are expensive to make.
No, dude, that bird made me laugh. Like, I cracked up. I was like, are you kidding? Like, everything else was fine, I thought.
Okay, well, I've been playing Pokemon Legends of Arceus, and based on that, these graphics are very sufficient.
Zapdos came out, dude, all of a sudden, dude. I wasn't down for that. Other than that, I thought that the choreo, the da 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 da, where they're like basically being a cat, but I think they're actually trying to simulate drum banging. I thought that was a little, I didn't think it was the best choreo ever. One thing I did like, costume-wise, they had dudes in traditionally male outfits and traditionally like gender-neutral or female outfits as well in this song.
I
like a courtesan look or like a fortune teller look. They had a bunch of different looks like that. A flower look, I like that.
There was the dude in the red hair who had the very elaborate headdress thing, And
Yeah.
I think I don't think that's something that exists in real history, but it's combining different elements from both sides of the orientation, I guess. And that's really, really cool to see, right? Because like that's the kind of like historical fiction that like is kind of cool to see,
For sure.
Right. So the freedom they took, I kind of liked.
I like the risks they took there.
Right. Now I don't think the song was perfect.
No.
I do think I think the chorus is kind of weak. The transition into the chorus was basically not there at all, and I thought the chorus is a pre-chorus, and then the pre-chorus ended, and I was like, oh, that was the chorus. So I mean, that kind of says something, I think, about the impact of the chorus. I don't know if you guys felt that way, but like I kept expecting more, and it just didn't happen.
Right.
And
I agree.
Right, yeah. And I do think the chorus, if you look at just the chorus and isolate it from the rest of the track, it's pretty lit. It's pretty impactful. It just doesn't have a strong emotional impact because the transition in, transition out, I think, was a little weak. And then the arrangement itself was pretty busy as well. I think, Anita, you and I talked about that briefly before we started recording, but like the way I like the genuine instrument sounds that I'm hearing, but maybe the way they were mixed in could have been a little better. Yeah, I don't know. Do you have anything to add about that, Anita?
Not sound wise, but I did want to mention that towards the end of the song, so after the bird thing, right? After the arrow,
we have
There
two
was
post-credit
some
scenes.
plot. There was some plot.
right? I was honestly very confused because the first after the after credit scene, complete change of theme, European castle vibes. I think it was a member, right? It must have been a member of the group with a whole different outfit, whole different vibe, drinking wine.
The traditional kingdom vibe,
Right.
where they have like, because a lot of the kids are named after like historical figures, like Louis, Arthur.
Yes. So I feel like I wasn't sure if that was like teasing to a next project, but then we go back,
and it's like a K-drama.
right? I was confused. I was like, was this a song for a show, or like did they feature in something? I was actually wondering what the context was for that, but
It's
it's
the Black Mamba.
like, they have their own lore.
Yeah.
They
Well,
might
they do have
actually.
lore in Kingdom. I'm pretty sure.
No, they
there's
do
lore.
have actual lore.
They must.
Yeah, the fact that they're named Kingdom and they have certain stage names, there's a lot of lore going on for Kingdom that we're just not really informed about.
Yes.
Overall, though, pretty good attempt. I don't hate it. I think that it was a little bit busy at times because like Taepyeongso is at a certain like frequency where like it's a lot to digest, and then you have booming stuff going on with it and other sound effects. There's a lot at certain points, right? Too booming, I think.
Yeah. It's
Overall,
good though.
pretty good handling of the historical elements. I liked it. Can't complain too much, honestly. I'm always interested in these Kingdom releases. They always do interesting, like weird stuff because of their group is inherently going to do these epic scale things because that's just what they have to do. Yeah, I'll be on the lookout for them totally with the next release.
It's a very expensive thing to do, and I think
they're really committed to it.
they're really committed to it. And you know what? So far they've done it 4 times, and every time I feel like it keeps getting better.
Yeah, the production quality.
I remember like between us, the first time it came out, I saw it, and I was like, "This is interesting." Right?
They had like that one thing back in the day with like they look like zombies or monsters. I remember. Long time ago, one of their pre-release songs that we like talked about a bit, and it was Crazy Town. But I think they've refined what
I think so.
you remember, right? Yeah, I don't know, but I think they're kind of refining their direction. I like it. We've been talking about like aespa and technology and like computers and stuff. Well, Eunbi has a glitch song, right? We got glitch mode.
Glitch.
Now we have glitch by Eunbi. She's from Mulim. Debuted 2014 with Yeah, 2018 with IZ*ONE, 2021 as a soloist. Her only other solo song was Door, and she won 26 music show wins with IZ*ONE. This is a contender for best song of the week.
Oh
yes. Agree. Strongly agree.
I agree as well.
Eunbi's interesting. In the fact that if we think about IZ*ONE, she was one of the main defining sounds of IZ*ONE, right? She
Right.
handled many of the choruses. And I associate her with the IZ*ONE song. Her music, we the crew discussed this. We think like it's sort of a cross between FX and IZ*ONE. Somewhere in between there lies Eunbi these days. At least that's what I think.
The reason we say Four Walls is like, even though FX did a lot of things, one of their best tracks I think was Four Walls. And I think this shares a similar kind of color aesthetic to it.
Yep.
Almost
The house beat.
right.
Okay.
Back to
I
you,
love
though.
Eunbi. Great song, good song. I have issues with the name of the song and the lyrics. We've been having I've been talking about this all day tomorrow, Anita. The song is called Glitch. There's like some usage of the word where it feels like the lyricist found out the word glitch. Maybe they watched Glitch Mode or they were into some S mode. They're like glitch. I love that word. So they just started saying it a lot, right? They were like, glitch. That's a great English word. I love that word now, you know? And then they decided to write all the lyrics based on this word that they found out. And I feel like they tried to, similar to what we talked about the last couple weeks, I talked about that kid's toy where they have the circle peg and you're trying to shove the square thing through it. Same
Yeah.
thing, I think, a lot. Like, they said words like come and go like a glitch. Like, I don't know what we're saying here a little bit.
No, I feel like to me that didn't sound off because the way I was interpreting it was like a visually a glitch, you know, like it's kind of very quick, kind of unexpected, and that was the vibe that I thought she was going with. Like it's
How does one move it like a glitch though, Anita?
I'm that way, like unexpectedly quick.
I think it's a
there, then it's
stretch.
not
I think
there.
it's a stretch.
I don't know. I think it's interesting that you begin with the theme here, because I think the message there. I think the glitch thing that you're talking about plays a role in telling the message of the track, and that plays into the arrangement of the track as well, and that also plays into the music video as well. I think it's a very comprehensive, complete package, and her yelling glitch every couple seconds, I think, is a part of it. To be honest, right? I'm gonna read a part of the track promotion material where actually, you know what? I'm just gonna paraphrase it because it's like it's like 2 run-on sentences, which should have been like 3 paragraphs. But basically, Glitch is about a song where it looks at leaving the grid line, the system, you know, that's apparently been the answer, but she wants to provide a different answer to that where the bug or the glitch defines who you are, you know, it creates diversity.
Wreck-It Ralph.
It essentially
saying, so she's saying like all you people, the K-pop scene for female soloists is hella basic, and she's the glitch
She's
in the
glitching.
system.
She's the
You
glitch in the
she's
system.
breaking the barriers, breaking the meta. Is that what she's trying to say?
She's encouraging other people to also break the barrier.
I feel like okay. The
Glitch,
reason I brought up this word glitch because they rhymed it right a certain time, perfect pitch. You know,
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like this would have been a more legendary song. There's a lyric that says "I'm that glitch." If she had just said "I'm that bitch," like I feel like this song quality would have improved multitudes. But if she said like "I'm that bitch," like you know, like I'm the.
Oh,
That's my rant about the song.
You
That being
glitched a
said-
little bit.
yeah. You
That being said,
glitched out there for a second.
That being said, it's clearly better than Door. This is clearly her best song so far.
I mean, you know, like there's other words that rhymed with glitch, snitch, pitch, and they didn't use other ones. Like they could have
Rich.
said ditch, you know,
got that itch because I'm that glitch. Woo!
hate Mitch, you know, like,
Yeah.
and so I think that part of the thematics in the lyrics I think works really, really well. But apparently they tried to play that into the arrangement of the track as well, which is really interesting, right? Because the whole track follows a tech house, UK garage kind of pop sound, right?
I got like
High fashion.
101 energetic vibes a little bit too.
Kind of.
Yeah.
House. There's a very houseness to this track. I would say the 101 energetic is more like deep house. This is more like tech house, where like tech house is a mix of deep house and techno.
Yeah. Also a little bit of X1 Flash, I think, similar vibes at certain points.
Oh.
The
Yeah.
aesthetics.
And the interesting thing that I noticed about the track is that it has a very minimal beginning, right?
Yep.
Right. It has a dong 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 dong. You know, like
It's
that.
a good build up.
Right. It's a very normal build up, and then more and more the very simple minimal bass changes into a clangy bass, and then eventually into like a dubstep neuro bass at the end. You know, like there's strings at the beginning, and then those become like synths near the end. It's like you notice if you listen to the track, the arrangement becomes more and more and more and more.
Keep adding on.
Right, like more glitched out per se. And it's not, it never becomes to a point where it's like too much. It never becomes too much where like I feel like they did a really, 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 really awesome job of keeping it to a certain degree or line where like it's palatable and like never like too much. And I that's really difficult to do. All of that's really difficult to do. You have the theme playing into the arrangement itself, where like you are literally breaking out of the system and becoming the glitch in the system throughout the track, right? So all of that plays a role in this comeback. In every element. Maybe not the choreo. I don't know. Did you notice the glitch theme in the choreo, Anita?
Not really.
A lot
I
of
was gonna
voguing.
say,
A lot of voguing.
yeah, not super complicated stuff. You know, like pretty.
Okay.
That's my other qualm. I feel like if you go on Vogue, you gotta put like a Irene Solgi or Chunga level Vogue
Oh
nowadays.
yeah.
I think they've
Yeah,
set a standard now.
That's true. I feel like it made sense with this song. Like, I think choreo was fine. Nothing. I feel like out there. You know, like I would say like revolutionary, but it made sense. It worked. I was gonna say that visually, I think there was a little like very very small details of like glitching, right?
Okay.
In some of the editing and also in the song. I still think it's not enough. I feel like if you're gonna have that title, like add more. You know, like really make it glitch core, like make it obvious. I think because it made you kind of working that as a whole theme. Same thing I had with glitch mode. I feel like there's not enough of the glitchiness that they're alluding to, but I think this did it a little bit more, which is better, I guess.
The first like 8 counts of her chorus, where the screen is like it's a dark when it's just her and the backup dancers dancing, is like 12 out of 10 good.
Oh.
It is
I thought
amazing.
the shots were really good.
That shot is that whole package right there is amazing. What they did there, that anti-drop into just the bass line kick in, and she's doing some Vogue moves, and everyone's really synced up. It's amazing. You're like, oh shit! Like you know, it's one of those moments you're like, okay, that's the point, right? That's when K-pop is magical when it comes together like that. Right?
It's such a
True.
cliche thing to do, but it works
It
really,
worked
really
so well.
It works
I
so
don't know.
well. It's like a perfect, yeah.
They handled that drop perfectly, I thought, or lack of drop perfectly, technically.
And try drop. Speaking of the drop, there was a dance break near the end.
I love it.
You
I
liked
liked
it?
everything
Okay.
going on at the end. Because we went, like you mentioned, like we kind of build up throughout the whole song, but towards the end, like all the synthy sounds and I don't know. I think it worked. It worked more because I feel like okay, we're kind of getting to that energy of like the glitchiness, right? I feel like we could have added more there, but it made sense to like go out that way to end it in that tone, and then even then we kind of drop again,
Right.
right?
Right.
I don't know. I think that worked really well.
That's
I really
that's
liked
going to be peak Eunbi going forward. I think things like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's the direction they gotta stay. Like, if she gonna make it in this difficult female solo game, we gotta go sexy Eunbi with electronica. I think is a great combination.
Oh,
what
I
they're doing
would
right now.
love that. I love techno pop stuff.
It's working so well. This is a great song. This is a great package, well thought out, like well conceptualized, well executed. Woolim did really well with this.
styling too.
Styling too. Yeah.
The feather, the white feathery look. I thought that really worked really well. I'm not a fan of like the metal flower earring that she has for a lot of the shots.
Okay.
What? No.
Oh yeah, it's a little much, I think.
I think it's a little much.
Okay. I
But,
think
but other than that,
the very first shot of the music video, where like the logo becomes blue, and then like you start with the map, and then you start zooming into the map, right? And then you see like Eunbi running, and then it like starts
Blue
glitching out.
dress. Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
I want more of that, please.
I would have liked to see some like filters on the music video where it seems like you know how when your internet gets slow and it goes low res all of a sudden,
Oh,
and you're
yeah.
like, oh, my internet. I wanted to if they added crap like that and it's interactive and you're
Yeah.
like, oh, you know,
More
that would have been kind of
visuals.
cool.
Glitchiness.
Like
yeah.
if it goes to 240p all of a sudden for like a couple seconds, and you're like, oh, is my internet bad? You know, I think that if it was more. I think they missed an opportunity with this whole glitch thing to be a little more interactive, or you're like, oh shit.
You think
know?
they could have played more into the glitch?
I want a music
Definitely.
video. I think if we're going to go to the next level of interacting music videos, we need like hidden Easter eggs in like aespa music videos
Like
going
freaking,
forward. Like if I click something at a certain point of this music video, it should bring me to another thing, and it's like
Wait,
a variant.
When you talk about interactive, from S9
Mm-hmm.
with their what was the song?
DM? We go?
no, we go.
Oh, you're talking about the 3D
The
video.
commercial.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool because I don't know, it kind of like takes you out and then back in. I don't know. I thought more of that would have been cool too.
I don't know. I think what they did was like the appropriate amount, and any more would have been a little too much and a little cheesy.
Yeah, if they're just not trying to make a concept piece, you know.
Right.
at that
Like
point.
at this, if you're like adding that much glitch into it, like I feel like that's just too much. It just breaks you away from the enjoyment a little bit. This I feel like is just a good enough package. You know, you don't need to salt food that's already well salted. You know?
Okay, they could have dropped the 240p and then have her voice go through a little bit of a robotic, like Optimus Prime glitch thing.
Yes.
Bro, that would have been amazing.
I would have liked that.
Right? That would have been cool. That being said, this is solid.
Solid.
This is good. I like this color for her. Please
This is a top tier female soloist release, I think.
shout out to the two producers who worked on this, Corbin and Tak of New Type. Tak,
Nice.
you guys might have heard of Tak here and there before.
Sounds familiar.
He does remixes a lot of times. He did a couple songs for Yukika. He did one for Rocket Punch. He did one for K in the past, Stray Kids, NCT. He did a remix of TT. He did a remix of a couple other stuff, and this is like official remixes where like the agencies would go to him,
yeah.
right? And it would be on like an actual, like the TT Talk remix I talked about earlier. That was on their EP, like the Toys EP.
I see. Oh,
Right.
yeah.
This guy is hella talented. He's one of the best EDM producers in K-pop right now.
Makes sense.
Great
Yeah.
lad. Please, I want more of his title tracks like this one, because this one was
Yeah.
pretty litty.
All right, let's
Cool.
move to the last song. This will probably be one of the biggest releases of the year. Right?
Yeah.
Big Bang, Still Life. They're from YG, debut 2006. Last three songs, I think these were the first one was released all the way back in 2008. 2018
Yeah.
was like Flower Road, Last Dance, and fuck it, 89 music showings. A legendary group, a Mount Rushmore level group, Hall of Fame level group.
Oh
right?
yeah.
People thought that this would never happen, considering the stuff that happened to the members of the group, the Sunri situation, a couple different scandals for each kid, other than
Yeah.
Taeyang, it seems, right? It took the stars to align for this to happen, I feel, right?
Oh. Yeah.
It did happen though. It dropped earlier than we had thought, but we had to add it in. You know how I said a couple weeks ago that I wanted like a hype song, right? Mm-hmm. I'm very satisfied with what they gave us, though.
Okay, didn't I make the call? Didn't I say this is gonna be
No,
an
you're
emotional
right.
track?
Yeah.
No.
It
okay.
was-
It's
yeah,
an
no
emotional
surprise.
track. It's a goodbye to like our youth, their first half of their career, that era that they were in. The struggles they've been through. A goodbye to all of that. A fresh start. That's how I got. That's the vibes I got.
Yeah. It's like without the context and the legacy, it feels very similar to other soft rock tracks in their
Yeah.
discography already. Like Last Dance, like you already mentioned, I feel like just objectively speaking is a really, really great song. That is very similar to this track already, but I do think this track does a lot of pulling at your heartstrings a little bit, And I think that works for us three in particular because we are of the generation that grew up watching Big Bang and watching the genre change because of this group,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We've seen the highest of highs for them. We've seen the lowest of lows for them
Right.
in their careers. You know,
We've seen this. I honestly think like if I had to pick the game changers of K-pop, like it would these guys would be in there. Like if I had to pick 3 groups or so, these probably one of them. So in that aspect, it's kind of sad.
Okay, let's put it this way. Big Bang walked so that BTS could run to the top of the mountain. That's how I honestly think. In terms
They're
of the
really-
genre as a whole.
Yeah.
That's how
yeah,
I
I
view it.
feel like as a
Such a
group,
big game changer that allowed
Yeah.
K-pop to grow so much to where
the
it is now.
sound, the concept, the experimental stuff that they did as soloist and as a group, I feel like definitely set the stage for a lot of the stuff that groups can do now. So I feel like definitely the stepping stone that a lot of
This is
groups
such a like a respect your OGs type of group
yeah.
these days.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah,
man, I think that some things they did well was that although it's a group song, right? It really felt like we're like 4 separate stories for the 4 different guys.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they wanted it because they wanted like each guy to express their like opinions or their story more or less, right? That's how it feels like.
And that's very much reflected in the visuals too. Like each member had their own set, like their own kind of mini concept within it. I will say something that kind of threw me off, and I was like, "Oh wow, the hair."
Okay.
For
Dude, my boy Taeyang looking like a Clydesdale out here, dude. Like,
I really like this hair.
I thought it looked like a horse, but in a good way. You know those like Budweiser Clydesdales they show at the Super Bowl
Oh my
commercials?
God.
That's what I thought it looked like.
I know what you mean.
no. I was really like taken aback because I was thinking like, has he ever had hair like that?
No,
It was, like, it was
no.
really like shocking for some reason. I was like, oh, I.
He had the faux hawk for like 10 years straight.
Yep.
Yeah, it was interesting. Yeah, I feel like it made sense with GD because I feel like he's done that sort of.
I don't
look
care. He needs a
before.
haircut.
No, hair was like a metaphor for each guy's experience too.
You know what?
honestly,
Yes.
it's theming. The hair is themed
Yeah,
in
no.
this
Well,
song.
yeah. No, it feels like time has passed. You know, when you look at the styling, you know, I feel like this is very much showing like that aspect of time passing, right?
Yeah,
but
right.
it made me question like TOP didn't have that. What does that mean?
TOP didn't what?
I think
didn't have
TOP's imagery with the shorter hair
Right.
so his whole part is he's in that bunny mask, right?
Right.
He's doing his thing.
Right.
At one point I was like, dude, that didn't even have to be if we didn't show his face, I would have been like that might not have even been him. You know? That's what I was thinking. Then he finally takes off the mask, looks in the camera and his hair's shorter.
Right.
It feels like he was cutting away the past for me. That's the type of vibes I was getting in terms of imagery.
Did Top have like longer hair at some point?
No, that's the thing. I don't think he did,
No.
but it's just relative to everyone else. His hair was
Yeah.
like a normal length, so it felt out of place relative to the other members for me.
It did.
No, I think it's just Korea trending into a trend of people having longer,
Longer
hair.
hair.
At the moment. I think that's all it is.
I did feel that too. Like I feel like this is just on trend to some extent, right?
Right,
But I
right.
feel like the fact that at least 3 of the 4, right, had that kind of style, I feel like, I wonder if that's maybe also having to
Says
do
something?
with
I think
it's just of time.
I think it definitely has a role in Taesung's part of the music video.
Oh, for
Yes.
sure.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Because he had clearly 2 different distinct hairstyles where one
Yeah.
is a lot more wavy and the other is a lot more
Yes.
curly. And like the black and white sections when he has like more wavy hair, it's clearly I'm getting like 2015 Big Bang vibes, you know, like he's like that's his past, right? It's black and white.
Yeah, and
Right.
it's black and white, and it's
clock.
like you feel a little embarrassed about your past at times, right?
Right,
You're
right.
covered up a little. That's 100%, I think, what they were going for.
And then he walks out the room and he has a badge that says I'm a mess because my past is a mess and like and then eventually I don't know if you guys noticed, this took me a couple watches to notice, but around like the 2 minute point, 2 minute 1 second, he's watching his past self in the music video in the hallway,
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
And then he
Yeah.
walks away from it slowly. He's walking away from he's moving on from his
Yeah.
past, like.
There's so
Yeah,
much
yeah.
symbolism and stuff in this music video. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, I can do that for every other member right now. Like, the top thing with the rabbit thing, here's what I think it means, right?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Korean legend where there's a
the
couple different
moon.
variations.
The moon thing.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. What's up, Anita?
No, I was just thinking that his set, I don't think it's very explicit, but like I imagine that he's in the moon.
Right.
Right?
Look, that's the moon. That's clearly the moon.
That's the moon, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like, oh, that's very interesting. Now that you mentioned the rabbit.
Yeah, no, because like if you look in Korean folklore, one of the patterns on the moon apparently looks like a rabbit that's like making rice cakes. And there's a similar version in Japanese folklore where there's like rabbits on the moon who make rice cakes, and they're on the moon because they wanted to run away from human society, like people society, and like away from their eyes, away from their judgment, away from their like words. And that's them in their own seclusion, isolation kind of situation, which kind of makes, if you think about Top's situation, where he committed, he did some poo-poo things, and then people were reasonably, or to a degree, very angry at the guy. So he disappeared from the public eye for a bit, and it sounds like that's the rabbit on the moon. And then eventually he takes the mask off, and then he starts doing like the whole rap movement again. He's very active about it. He's like, yo, like, and then the lyrics, he's like, oh, I'm back at the starting point. I'm back at the starting line. And he's like, I'm ready to run again. And he's also talked about releasing a solo album pretty soon because he's left YG Entertainment at this point. So.
Right.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right. That's where I felt like Top was very different from the other three, and he's like it feels like he's very energized for like a new level of his career.
Section, yeah.
Right.
Okay, so y'all remember in the news where he had like an overdose on something, right? You remember back in the day that happened with him?
Yeah.
think so.
Something of those.
The whole
Nice.
like, dude, his segment in the context of what has happened to this guy is like. I don't know if the rapping is the best thing ever, but the storyline there and like what's going on is like a legendary moment, I think. Right? Like that is a memorable moment in K-pop, especially the fact that he takes off the mask and you hear the for life part, like, oh my goodness. It is so emotional, that section, I think. It is incredible what they did with the song. There's such vulnerability. There's such a like openness to let the fans view like what's going on or what has happened to them, right? Like this song is crazy, I think.
I think that's what makes Big Bang really interesting is they're clearly, to a degree, they've made a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
Way more many. Way too many.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. I think this is, if you disagree with me on this take, that is totally fair. But I think to a degree, I don't like how we expect artists to be perfect people, just very good people all the time. I think all the music I've liked have come from people who have made mistakes and are trying to overcome those mistakes. Whether that be E-Sense or whether that be Simon D or like whether that be these folks or whether that be Tyler or like whether that be like a lot of the rappers nowadays in America are talking about the racial injustices they're going through, which is clearly not a sin they've committed, but like they're talking about their struggles and hardships. So with all that in mind, I think this group in particular, these three of these folks are in a very unique position in K-pop where the rest of the industry has a very big focus on becoming the perfect image, a role model,
Idol. Yeah.
right? An idol for their audiences, and I kind of like that.
There's 4-season theming as well in this song.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Where-
4 of them. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, there's 4 of them, right? So Taeyong is like spring,
Right.
right?
The flowers.
Flower
Oh,
fields.
yeah.
It's a hopeful like start. It's like a more his is the most positive out of all of them, and it kind of reflects the fact in terms of the news that happened to these guys since they've been gone, right?
Well, he got married, so
Exactly. He got married as a kid, I think, right? Or
Right.
something like that.
Yep.
And then I think GD is summer, he's remembering the good times of the summer, of their careers. He's looking back on it. He's talking about how he missed those times. We have Daesung. I think Daesung is fall in this scenario.
Right.
And, fall's a little cold. Kind of think about the year you've had so far,
Right.
that kind of thing. Like, you're looking back reflective. And then TOP's clearly winter, where it's like
snow.
the bitter winter, but you get hardened by it. That kind of deal. Like,
And then you go back to spring.
right? Yeah. I think they did a real good job with that. There's just so much going in this music video. It's more than just this is more than just the song. This is like an event. Is the way I like to put it.
Oh, the song's good
It's
too.
good.
Yeah.
The song's really good by itself, though.
Yeah.
Like,
I think.
and I think that this song stands by itself, even if you don't know the context of the song's release. Which is
I hope
to
so.
say.
Oh no, I hope so. I've seen some people online that have been like, I think it's just okay, and they're like, I wasn't a VIP. That's what they would claim. But I don't know. I hope this song is emotionally convincing to a degree, because I do think the lyrics are like really really beautiful. Like
This is that lighter at the end of a concert song.
I guess so. Yeah.
It is. Yeah. I think if they ever do release more music and they have a concert tour, this song will be right before they fake end the concert, before they do one more song. This one. I think that's the perfect place for this.
But yeah, the lyrics are really really beautiful. You guys should really look at the lyrics if you guys can. I'm sure someone will translate at some point. Like, these are something.
Actually, you're mentioning like the release in the song and possibly making more music. I don't know. I guess I'm still left with the feeling that there could be more music. Because I feel like historically with previous releases that tended to be a little bit more slow, more emotional, more ballad type. I feel like there kind of tended to also be like a counterpart as well, where it was a little bit more that other side, right, of the group, where it's more hard hitting, more
EDM,
energetic.
trap.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. I guess I'm still like I like that they did this. Like it seems appropriate for everything that has happened over the years, but I do feel like I wish there's also that other side, right, of their sound, which I feel like would encompass exactly who they are. I feel like if they just leave on this note, it's fine. I think it makes sense. It's not a bad thing, but it would be great to also show that other side as well.
Here's the thing. I think there's a lot of things pointing in this track, right? That points to, oh, we're done with this part of our career. I think a lot of it says Big Bang we're done. We had a good run. We like it. And I think we want to end now. I think that's what they say with a lot of this track without being super explicit about it. The lyrics, I think, I like I mentioned earlier, alludes to that. The music video alludes to that. Like, they never get together. No, the chairs are empty
That's
at the end.
true.
Right? Yeah, so like they're like visually, lyrically, very clearly playing at that. Have you guys seen the cover art for this song?
Have not.
It's very similar to the cover art for Let It Be by Beatles, which is...
Oh, you know what? There's a part in the song where the instrumental happens. I thought of the Beatles.
Well, maybe they're playing that too. Yeah.
People,
Something in the
I've
way.
heard people saying the arrangement is very similar to some Beatles songs,
Yeah. Oh, I for sure.
especially the
see
la
it.
song, the la part.
The La 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 part.
Yeah.
Let's talk
the
about the
part
La
right
La La part in a
before
second. But back to the cover art for a second. The cover art is, I think, a clear homage to Let It Be's cover art, which is their last studio album, right? So like that, right. That might be alluding to the end. The La 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 part, if you know Big Bang's discography, their debut song was La La La. So they're back to where they began. You know what I mean? They're back to the spring.
I see.
You know,
ran
that's
its
full
course.
right. 4 seasons went through, and they're back at the beginning, kind of deal. So I feel like
Do
a
you
lot
think
of
do you think there's more music on the horizon?
right. That's the like I think a lot of things are alluding to the end of their discography and their career, but I don't think it's an explicit end. You know,
I hope not.
like Girl Generation
Okay,
is technically still together, kind of situation.
So there's like a Bible verse behind Taeyang the whole time, right?
Yes.
Right.
And
Yeah, I
they show it
noticed
in the
that.
back. I'll read it out. It says, "Thou hast turned me my mourning into dancing. Thou hast put off my sackcloth and girded me with gladness." That's like a positive message, right?
Right.
That's like I've let go of the burdens of my past and now I rejoice in what has happened to me in my life. You know?
Right.
It's basically what that's saying.
Right.
And if you look at the symbolism, like it's not really that the chairs are empty, it's that they've like all escaped their own realms, and I think they're gonna meet up. That's what it looked like to me.
Oh, you think that they're waiting to come back?
They've already
Yeah.
left those chairs.
They've left those places. That's why it looked empty, and because all of like the final shots are them walking. You know,
Yeah.
See, if you look at the 2-minute mark that I mentioned earlier with Taesung walking away, the old Taesung is sitting in a chair. I mean, different chair, but still he's sitting in a chair. So I think you might have a point there.
no, yeah, because like the one of the shots is Taeyang, and it's like a hole in the wall towards the Taeyang zone. Mm-hmm. So like he's like leaving the zone, and then you see Top. He kind of looks like he's ready to go on an adventure again. You know,
Right.
Leaving
he's
the
taking
moon.
off the mask. He has like another he looks like he's ready to go hiking essentially in one of the shots.
Ah.
And like GD was walking down the street,
Right.
you know,
Right.
and Daesung's walking down the hallway. They're all walking towards somewhere in the final shots.
I
Now, is
think-
that to their separate ways, or is that coming together? That's up for interpretation, right?
Here's what I think, right? I think they're trying to make you think they're going their own separate ways.
No.
But here is my rock hard evidence that proves Big Bang is gonna do stuff together
Yes,
again
yes.
in
What is
the
it?
closer days. And it does not have anything to do with this track
Oh.
or this
what is it?
comeback. And it's Taesung again. He has a YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, the random drumming channel. Oh
He's
my
got a-
god, it's the weirdest thing.
Yeah, no, he's got a random drumming channel where he's like, I am not Taesung. I just sound like him. He doesn't show his face.
Huh?
He dresses up like a military training person. He dresses up like a military colonel, and he's like, I'm a
Alter ego?
drummer. I know a lot about Big Bang. The name
Alright.
of the channel is Delight, I think. Display. Wait, Display.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
It's Display without an I, so it's DSPLAY. So you'll find it there. It's not
Did he-
coming up.
Did he mention something in that?
Well, no, it's just the tone of his videos are very comedic and very light-hearted and very up, you know? I can't imagine this guy's very so like lighthearted about his own like
Bro,
disbandment,
his
you know?
latest video, released 15 hours ago, is I listened to Big Bang's new song. It's like this. That's literally the name of his most recent video.
Right, and like he's but the thing is like that video is like just a meme though, you know? Like
Yeah.
Oh.
yeah, like he's just
Interesting.
joking around in that in those videos. And I feel like if your group that you've been a part of for nearly 2 decades at this point, if that group is disbanding, I can't imagine you're this lighthearted about it, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like you would be a little more emotionally
Solemn.
right. Who knows? Maybe in 2 days he's gonna release a video that says, "Hey, it's been a good run."
Well, I'd really hope it's not, because I don't know. I feel like it's a pretty good ending. Like I don't think it's lacking in any way, but I feel like it doesn't encompass everything musically. I feel like thematically, yes, 100%. I feel like that's the story that was told, but musically, I think there's still a little bit more that they could show.
Well, yeah, one of the final lyrics starts with a sunset next year. You know?
Oh, well, I have to wait till next year. That's a very far time. Here,
That being said, I think
Album?
if this is a ending or if this is a start of a second phase, it works. It's really good that it works for both, regardless.
It
Like if
keeps
they
you-
never
it-
release any
it's
more
hanging.
music, we'll be like, man, I can't believe we got that last track. You know?
yeah.
And if it is the start of the next thing, we'll be like, yo, that start was for their second run was kind of crazy. You know?
Yeah.
So,
Who knows? Maybe they're just trying to bamboozle us into thinking. this
yeah,
is
it's
the end.
difficult considering the top situation where he's not going to be at YG.
Yep.
But because they have so much money, and if GD talks to YG, he's like, yo, he's in the album, whether you like it or not. You're gonna put him in the album. Like
Free agent.
they have so much sway at that company. Like they can do whatever they
Yeah.
want essentially. And honestly, they deserve it at this point because they've been good to the company. The company has been built off of their backs, a lot of it. So
So
overall, though, what an experience! Can't believe this happened, though. That's crazy.
yeah, I don't know. I kind of want a full album as well, you know. But
It'll be nice.
It'd be nice, but I'm not getting my hopes up. Is all I'm doing.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
We've been bamboozled so many times in the past by YG, right? You can't trust them. All right. Other releases this week include Bay173 released Jaws. There was a group called 9i. They had a debut called Parallel Universe. Another group from Brand New Music called Unite had a debut called Everyone. Yugyeom released Take You Down. Suho released Gray Suit, and then ILE1. ILE1. They had a debut called Love and Bloom. So that is from FCENM Entertainment, and that has Rika from Girls Planet 999 in it.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, Spice King. Last week, Red Velvet's Feel My Rhythm picked up its third crown, entered the Hall of Spice. You can't vote for it anymore. Second place was Stray Kids' Maniac, and third place was J Park featuring IU, Ganadara. New candidates are the 4 songs, Purple Kiss, Mem, Kingdom's Ascension, Eunbi's Glitch, and Big Bang's Still Life. This is tough. This is a tough one this week. Okay. On context, right? You're supposed to vote for Big Bang, right? Like you're supposed to. You're supposed
Do
to.
what your heart tells you.
Yeah. Do what you feel you must.
The 2 songs that I have debated for first place is Eunbi's Glitch and Big Bang Still Life, right? I think those are the 2 best songs compared to the rest of them if you factor in like everything. I ended up putting Big Bang in first place. Because as much as I like Glitch, I will probably listen to this Big Bang song like twice as much in the coming week. So that's why I put it in first.
Okay.
Second place though, Eunbi's Glitch. If it was anyone but Big Bang, if the Big Bang thing came out tomorrow, right?
Bad timing.
And who are they versing tomorrow? The IVE song is coming out tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Like if that Big Bang song came out at the normal time, Eunbi would have got first place, but it didn't. So Eunbi's getting second. And in third place, I'm not a huge fan of the other songs we covered today. So I will put Stray Kids in third place.
Okay. Makes sense. I have a feeling I might have an unpopular opinion here.
Ruffle some feathers, Anita.
I
Do it.
might ruffle some feathers.
Go drop some takes.
I'm gonna start with first place. I actually put Eunbi in first place.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. No, I feel like I'm definitely more biased towards this sound, just because I like the more house techno sound. I really like what they did here. Definitely hope that she keeps going in this direction. And I don't know. I feel like we can do a little bit more of the glitchiness, but it was there. I guess it was there. Could have been more, but I'm satisfied with the way it came out. Second place. I'm gonna put J Park and IU.
What?
Oh, what, Anita?
What?
Hold on.
What?
Hold on.
What?
I feel like the song has been holding on for a long time for me. I think it just has that quality where it's very approachable. Like it's very, I don't know, like the vibe that it has is very groovy. It's like very like bouncy, but easy. You know, like smooth. And I don't know. I think it went really well. I'm really happy that they were able to collab, even though it seemed like it was hard to get things to work together. But I really like it. So I'm still keeping it.
I cannot believe
in
you
my
have
chart.
done that, Anita.
I have.
This is going on your like Anita Hall of Fame with Chima
Hold on a second. In third, I have Big Bang.
Okay, that's cool, but that doesn't change the fact that you put Kanada on second still.
I can't believe you put Ganadara above Big Bang. Holy.
Here's my justification for it. I looking historically at their releases, at Big Bang releases, right? I have not really been swayed too much. Like I appreciate them for what they are, but I have not been a fan of their more slower side, of their more ballad side. Definitely 100% really get into their more hype stuff. I feel like that's for me the songs that I find most memorable from them as I grew up and listened to them. So I feel like I'm a little biased towards that sound, and that's why I'm still holding out for more music from them. that's towards that route. Having said that, I do feel like I appreciate that they are doing something. I feel like it could have been very easy to just let it go, quietly. And I do like the methods, the storytelling that they did for this comeback, even though it's like historically it would not have been something I would have gravitated to often from them. So I feel like I appreciate it. I like it. Visually, very, very stunning as well. Like the sets were very, very pretty. And I feel like I realized it even more as we were talking about it, like the theming and the messages that were throughout the whole thing. Musically though, like hard just looking at the song, I feel like it's not my favorite from this week.
Okay.
So I'm gonna put it in third.
Here's what I'm hearing. Anita said, I don't like to eat carrots, therefore carrot is a bad food item. That's what Anita's saying. Here's the thing. Let me drop a take on that real quick before I go into my chart. Big Bang is not gonna happen again. Big Bang is not gonna drop another Fantastic Baby. They're not gonna drop another Bang Bang. It's just not gonna happen. Blackpink is doing that. Treasure is doing that. They don't need to do it themselves anymore. And I feel like them releasing this is only proving the point further, where they're like, we're not interested in doing that stuff anymore. And like the stuff Blackpink does is honestly a pretty good replica of where Big Bang left off with Party Bangers in the mid 2010s. Which is why I feel like it's a little dated. But hey, it's all good. I feel like if they do more lit stuff, more trap stuff in the future, it would probably be something along the lines of Bebe a little more.
Okay, I'll take that.
Yeah. Or my hope is they mix it up a little bit, combine the two sides a little bit.
I could see that for sure.
Yeah, remember?
Let me clarify. I don't think it will ever be the same, and I don't want it to be honest, because I feel like things change. People grow. You can change in sound, and I think that should be encouraged. But like I mentioned, I think the tempo of it, like the
right,
the
they're
vibe.
carrots. You don't like carrots. Yeah.
No, I actually do.
All
like
I'm
carrots.
hearing is tons of justifying.
Let me clarify. I don't like onions. Therefore onions
true.
are bad.
I
don't like onions.
No, but I appreciate them. They add a lot of flavor.
Clearly,
I know
they're third on your
necessary.
chart though of vegetables. Probably goes after
Yes.
carrots.
Believe you
They are
did that,
necessary.
Anita.
Hey, you know what? Kanadara by J Park. I agree. It's a good track. It's a nice track. However, I like 봄, 여름, 가을, 겨울, Still Life by Big Bang a lot more than J Park.
Right.
Therefore, it's going on first for me in my chart.
Nice.
I was gonna say I still want them to mix it up a little bit in terms of like the two sides of what they have.
Yes.
They did a
Sure.
run with Last Farewell, Lies, and Haru back in the day that I think did a really good job of that. Obviously, that's literally in their past, but I think now is a good time to kind of bring it back a little bit. Hey, who knows? Kind of like Doug. I like Eunbi track a lot. Eunbi glitch, it was kind of good. To be frank, I think it had the risk of running a little dated.
Oh, yeah.
The dance break in particular, I was turned off a little bit at that part because it sounded like the future bass tracks from 2014. Which is all right. It's just not what I'm into anymore. But hey, glitch was cool. I want more of it. Go Eunbi, second place. Go Willem Entertainment. Shout outs to Willem. Which puts me with an empty spot on third, and that is easily Ascension by Kingdom. I think they did.
Oh.
Wow.
That's surprising.
No, they picked.
Positively surprised.
Yeah, no, they chose a concept. They committed to it really, really well. I don't think their execution was perfect, no, but I think they did a really good job of it still. They did a really good job. What else can I say? They did a good job, and it was good. It was better than the other stuff that I heard this week, other than Big Bang and Eunbi. So there you go. That took a long
Alright.
time.
Nice.
Gochu Gang. First place. 28 points. Stray Kids Maniac.
But whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Second
I like
place
that.
with 17 points. Big Bang.
Okay.
The
Nice.
Third place, there was a tie for third.
Oh,
Oh.
J Park featuring IU Ganadara,
Oh.
okay.
and Purple Kisses Memme.
Oh,
Okay.
I guess people.
There was also a
gang like
tie,
Purple Kiss.
so that those two had 12 points. So the next two songs had 10 points. There was another tie. Oh My Girl and Eunbi. So there was a lot of tying.
It was
so
tight. Yeah.
But for them, they give Big Bang 5 points. They give Stray Kids 5 points, Big Bang 3, and then J Park and Purple Kiss 1 each, which means first place, picking up their first crown, Big Bang's Still Life. Second place
nice.
with 11 points, Eunbi's Glitch. Third place with 6 points, Stray Kids Maniac. That's the chart this week.
Nice.
Wow.
Finally, we're at show winners. Anita, hit us with them.
Yes, you have a couple. First, we have G Idol with Tomboy, one on M Countdown and Inkigayo, so they're up to 7 total wins so far.
Crazy.
It's popping. That song is popping. Then we have Stray Kids, Maniac on Show Champion, 1 more win, so they have 2 total wins so far for this one. And then we have Red Velvet with Feel My Rhythm, first win on Music Bank, and then finally Highlight with Daydream, first win on the show.
Highlight.
Kind of diverse.
Yeah.
That G Idol song is popping off right now.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, that's been part 1. SojuTalk, your weekly shot of K-pop. We'll be back after a short break, everyone. 3, 2, 1.
Hello, SojuTalk Nation. This is Anita here with a quick PSA. If you would like to support SojuTalk K-pop Podcast, please like, subscribe, or follow us on whatever platform you're using. And consider joining our Patreon at patreon.com/SojuTalk or donating to us at paypal.me/SojuTalk. On behalf of the crew and myself, thank you. Now back to our regularly scheduled episode.
Hey, we are back from our break. I forgot what I normally say after we come back from a break.
What?
You know? SojuTalk episode 183. Yeah.
Yay!
News and events.
News and events. There's only 3. We're just gonna run through them. KCON 2022 premiere US lineup was dropped. So that's the Chicago thing, right?
Okay, yeah.
I don't know if this is part 1, if there's more of them, but these are the people we got so far. B2B, Gravity, NMIX, Stacy, TO1.
Okay.
NMIX. I see.
NMIX.
I guess
It's
it
a
makes
big name right
sense
there.
given the amount
if-
of sales they have.
If this is broken up by days, you 100% go to the Stacy day, right? Like,
Oh
come on,
yeah, Stacy girls.
Oh,
that's the main thing you're going for. Hopefully they add some more. Another funny thing is Japan has very restrictive borders right now, right?
Yep.
The KCON Japan lineup is all Japanese acts.
JO1.
Yeah, JO1's there, dude, but it's all Japanese acts. No cap.
Wait. I'm trying to find this. Who's the
VCU?
lineup?
It's a bunch of groups that I've like never heard of before.
So they're not related to K-pop. These folks.
Some of them I don't think they're.
affiliated, I think.
Some of them I don't think are K-pop, but I could be wrong. Let me try to find the.
They got a person called Engine. I.
Do you know these groups, Anita? Here we go.
Path.
JO1 and I were produced groups. Produced Japan.
Okay. Oh, okay.
OWV was also a produced Japan offspring. Engine and Octopath. I'm not 100% sure.
So this
Yeah,
is
so-
like Produce Con.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay, Octopath is from Produce 101 Japan Season 2.
Makes sense.
Engine is, let me look up. Engine is...
They released the dates they're performing on.
Engine
Okay.
is a Japanese boy group from Seattle? Oh, no,
Yeah.
under the show title.
So
Consisting of...
for the
Never mind.
the US dates, right? If you're going on the Friday, it's B2B, Gravity, and NMIX.
Okay.
If you're going on the Saturday, it's B2B, Stacy, and TO1.
Why
You're getting
did-
double B2B.
Why did they split up the girl groups?
Yeah. Well,
Why did they split up the girl groups? That's what I'm
So
angry about.
it really feels like KCON light. You know, there's only 3 acts.
A
It's in a
little
smaller
bit.
venue.
Maybe there will be more
Yeah.
folks?
I'm sure. Well,
Yeah.
they called it that anyways. The premiere
Oh.
before the KCON LA,
Right.
which is going to be the big one, right? In Korea though, Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, Highlight, Monsta X, NMIX, TO1, Queendom 2, Brave Girls Luna, and
Ooh.
VVZ.
Wow.
Sunday is Key, Niziu, Stacy, The Boys, Queendom 2, Hyorin, Kepler, Ujusonyo.
Wow.
Wow.
Which date do you go on? You go on the second day, right? For Stacy, The Boys, and Kepler, Ujusonyo, Hyorin.
I think
you
so,
go on the
yeah.
second day.
Yeah.
You go on the second day.
I would go on the second day. Wait,
Hey,
Nizi was here. That's kind of surprising given
I thought they were going to be in the Japan lineup.
Right, exactly.
nope.
Isn't it more effort to go into Korea?
That being said, if you're in the Chicago area, I'm sure not that many K-pop acts visit all that often. Please go. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah, check it
KCON is
out.
handled really well.
Let us know how it
They do a
goes.
good job of it. I went to the one in New York. Great time. You know, had an awesome time.
Oh man, I want to go.
I saw the only time IZ*ONE performed domestically. Like I saw it.
Dang.
Right?
Yes,
If you
yes.
think about it, I got really lucky with that. All right, second one. Twice. Fourth World Tour 3 Encore. So they did so well in that LA thing. They coming back.
Oh,
May
go.
14th, Bank of California Stadium.
Wow.
So that's where the Los Angeles FC soccer team plays. It holds like 20,000 people. So once they do concert configuration, it'll still be probably over 10,000 people there. It's a big concert again. They coming back.
Nice. For
That's pretty
LA
cool.
folks.
I feel like I see their clips all over everything.
Oh, dude, the roly clips.
Oh yeah.
They went
that?
viral on this. They have one song. I don't know exactly which song it is. There's like a bit of like a break part in it, Anita, like a dance break ish part where you kind of
Okay.
like, you know, you hey, you know, like I don't know how to describe it. You kind of roll your hips around, right? And like in the Korean performances of it, they're very like, oh no, we're on Korean TV, we can't do it very much. In America, they're like, F it, we're in LA, we going ham. Like, and those clips went really viral on like social media.
I mean, not even that. I feel like every member kind of went viral to a certain degree. Like I saw
Oh, yeah.
Daeun kind of going viral. I saw Momo kind of going viral. I saw Jonghyun kind of going viral. I saw Jihyo kind of going viral. Chaeyoung with the facial movement was going viral. Like Sana was, for obvious reasons, going viral because Hana. Like, man, I feel like they had a really solid run with this tour.
Oh yeah.
That's nice.
You know, hey, 2022 predictions from your boy Warren. Look who's on the right track here. Just
You
putting that
predicted
out
that?
there. Yeah, what?
You predicted a tour?
No, I predicted continued success in the North American countries.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So they started off good with
Well,
the
like
scientists
K-pop
and stuff.
fans are just begging for like
True.
in-house content right
True.
now in
True.
America. You know. All right, finally, FX's Luna to make Broadway debut in K-pop the musical. So producers of the new musical K-pop announced that Luna will be making her Broadway debut in the show later this year. After a successful off-Broadway run in 2017, K-pop will be opening on Broadway this fall. So actual Broadway, not off-Broadway.
Wow.
Sorry, I'm
New
confused.
York.
This show's called K-pop?
Yes.
Wow.
The musical is called K-pop. It had a run in 2017 off Broadway. It was set in the back burner a little bit. They're making a Broadway debut, and they hired Luna to be the lead of it.
Wow.
Nice.
Right, I'm seeing the poster now, starring Luna as Me or Me. I'm not sure. Wow.
Preview performances of K-pop are set to begin on October 13th at the Circle in the Square Theater in New York. And the musical's opening night will take place November 20th. So
Wow.
it's happening.
Wow.
Who would have ever thought they'd be like an on-Broadway K-pop musical?
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
Right? It's kind of nuts.
Yeah, no, wow. That's pretty nuts.
I'm looking at pictures from the off-Broadway one. Like, it was in a small theater. A lot of the off-Broadway theaters are very small, hold like a couple hundred people at
Right.
the most. But an on-Broadway theaters generally are big. So we'll have to see how big of a place they're going to be at.
Good for Luna.
I mean, Broadway is pretty professional, so
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Dude, this
Yeah.
is legit. This is legit.
literally the Broadway. Like,
Oh, yeah. Circle in the Square Theater holds 800 people. So it's a full-on thing, dude.
Wow.
Yeah. That's going to be exciting.
Now, that being said,
I think I've seen something at this place.
oh really?
Yeah. Let me check real quick.
Real quick, I'm looking at their poster.
I have.
Oh yeah.
I saw a musical in 2005, the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. I saw it there.
Wait, did you see a musical called The Spelling Bee or?
Yeah. It's called the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. It's a musical about a spelling bee.
Wow. Okay.
I saw it back in 2005. We had a run in my family where we would always go into New York City, and they have the tickets booth where you could get discounted seats. day of. So we would just stand in the line and be like, all right, what are we gonna see today, guys? And then we just pick one
That's
and go.
cool.
So you
And that was
guys-
one of
Yeah.
those.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
If you ever visit, let me say one more thing. If you ever visit New York City and you want to see Broadway, but you don't want to pay a crap ton beforehand, do the tickets thing. You get them like 30 to like % off, all the way up to like 75% off.
Right. Isn't it like a thing where like you visit a booth in the morning and like you get like a list of things that still have tickets open for the rest of the night?
Yeah, so
Right.
I don't know how they do it now, but back when I did it, you line up at a certain time. There's multiple places in the city. There's a board that shows all the shows that still need to sell tickets and the percentage off. You just go up and like, yeah, give me 3 seats to this one, and they give you at a big discount.
Yeah. TDF. That's what it's called.
Yep.
Tickets discount booth. TDF. Same day
Yeah,
theater
but-
tickets add up to 50% off.
Yeah, it's a cute little theater, so
And
nice.
the booth is also in Times Square, so you're gonna be a tourist. You're
Oh,
gonna be visiting
nice.
there anyways.
The main one was in Times Square, and they've
Right.
made it nicer over the years.
Anyways,
Yeah, that's interesting that I saw something in that theater. So
yeah, maybe you could go back to it eventually.
yeah, it's a legit like Broadway theater.
You
Like,
should
not
go
an
see
off-Broadway.
it.
Here's the
Yeah, we should go
thing.
see it.
It sounds like it's a legit Broadway theater production, but the poster has like default fonts or like the Korean
Oh,
equivalent of
no.
Arial or Times New Roman on it.
Oh
no.
no!
I'm like, y'all couldn't find a single stylized font for this Korean on this poster. Like,
Oh
why?
no.
Why? Don't you know it looks bad?
This is a big opportunity for Luna though. Humongous.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
And
yeah.
She can definitely do it. I feel like she's done musicals in Korea already.
Yes.
Yep.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of idols in the later parts of their careers do musicals in Korea. You know,
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
obviously they can sing well, and it's a good transition into the musicals. And some people like to transition that into acting straight up, right? So it's good for
Yeah.
everyone. I'm excited. I'm sure it's gonna sell out every night just because of the K-pop factor of it.
Literally the name.
Quite literally.
So I bet you people are gonna go watch K-pop the musical. They're gonna take a train down to Koreatown, eat some Korean barbecue. That sounds like a great day, right there.
Wow.
Walk down. It's not that far. Yeah.
All right. Open discussion. Queendom 2 started, right?
Oh yeah.
It
I saw some
has.
of I saw the 2 performances. It was VVZ and Hyorin went. I saw
Okay.
some of the fluff. Dude, Mnet's trying real hard to stir up drama already.
Are they?
Oh really?
Yeah. They give them
Dang.
like trap surveys like who's your biggest rival? And of course they
Aw.
just reveal it to
Why
everyone.
would you do that?
Oh.
Yeah, they're doing things like that.
They're doing that.
Like, yeah. That being said, I saw the 2 performances. It was VVZ did Time for the Moon Night and Rough.
Right.
And then Hyorin did Touch My Body.
Right.
Oh.
High production for all the groups this year, it seems. Additionally,
Nice.
as you know, Luna wasn't there because they had COVID.
All right.
So they decided what order they're gonna go. There's 6 entities, right?
Right.
And they show up on the day, and there's 5 on the list.
Wait. What's happening then? Are they performing at all?
They get to perform separately and be judged separately, I think, is what's
Okay.
going on. If you end up last twice in a row for 2 different weeks, you get kicked off the show. That's another caveat.
Right. That was the premise.
Yeah. So
That's
you
a
know,
little scary, but then again, what's the likelihood of getting last place twice in a row? You know, like
1 out of 6.
Well.
yeah.
no, 36 and 1, right?
Yeah, it's 36%.
Right.
If it's a pure random chance. But
Right.
you know, you got VVZ, Hyorin, Uju Sonyo, Luna, Brave Girls. I'm missing someone. So what's gonna happen?
Sorry, you cut out for a
Kepler?
second. What are you missing?
I'm trying to name the groups that are on this show.
Did you say Kepler?
Kepler.
Kepler.
That's
There
it.
you go.
Kepler's on this as well. We'll have to see. This is a to be determined type of show. You know, Taeyeon's on there. Yeongjin, we were talking about him during the
Oh,
break.
yeah.
He's on there. He's acting all serious, like he's kind of funny.
That guy is not a serious lad.
I think we'll kind of have a better discussion starting next week when I think we'll see all the performances. Looks
Okay.
like.
I don't know. I haven't seen Hyorin's performance, but I did see VVZ's performance through the full version on YouTube. And it was kind of interesting seeing them reinterpret their iconic, I guess, choreography for Rough, especially, where like it relies a lot on like having a lot of people do the same thing at the same time, you know.
Yeah.
And clearly they only have 3 folks, so I think they changed up certain parts, and to a degree I think it worked really, really well. But at a certain point, in the very beginning, it was very awkward. And it just felt like the person was just dancing alone when normally it would have been more. And hey, it's okay and cool, I guess, but still, it's a little something. But for the most part, I think they did a really good job of reinterpreting their choreo for the three of those folks. Except for the last moment. You guys know how rough ends with like each member like slightly removed from each other, and they're like looking down and then slowly more upwards.
I think so. Yeah.
Right. And like normally that works because there's 6 of those folks, and they're all the 6 of those folks just lined up kind of next to each other. But now it's just one VVZ member, one back dancer, one VVZ member, one back dancer, one VVZ member, one back dancer. And I was
that's how they did it.
Right. Okay. I was like, okay, that's a little.
Oh, can I out someone? About BBZ?
What?
Someone on our server, right?
Yeah.
Sent me a message.
Okay.
They wrote, "It's gonna be a massive hot take. This is a warning. Take everyone, prepare
Brace
yourselves.
yourself.
Okay.
We're gonna talk about this." A quote: "It's nice to see G-Friend without filler members."
Oh my god.
Oh.
Wait,
You know who you are.
Wait, Doug, is this someone I know?
You know. I'll tell you after off camera. Now, the argument I have to say
Can you type it in the chat right now?
Give me 1 second.
Okay, no, that is not true.
Right? That's
You
what
crazy
I was
lad.
saying.
Oh my god.
I all I wrote was that. Okay, I wrote some spicy things, but one thing I wrote is Yuju and Yedin were like main kids. That's what I wrote.
Right, Yuju was like the heart and soul of G-Friend.
Yeah, but that person said that take, and I was like, boy, you best not, like. I completely disagree with that take. Just saying. I ain't gonna say who I think are the filler members, but it's definitely not Yuju. That's all I'll say.
No. I dare someone to put that on r/unpopular K-pop opinions on
That
Reddit.
Yuju was the main filler
Oh,
member
no.
of G-Friend. That would be
Massacre right
the
there.
most. That's such a bad take. But yeah, so someone said that. I just wanted to point that out.
I mean, you know what? Everyone
in the SojuTalk Discord, try to figure out who it is and shame them for that take.
No, don't do
Shame.
No.
Bring out your bells
No,
like in
no.
Game of Thrones. Drag them through the town. Shame.
This is gonna be a witch hunt now.
No.
Hey. But yeah, I thought that was kind of funny.
Well, G-Friend, I missed them.
Did anyone else have anything else to talk about? I know the anime spring season's starting like this week, so I'm pretty excited.
Oh, it is?
Oh, Anita, Attack on Titan, final part number 3.
Did you
next
finish
year.
all of Attack on Titan?
No, Warren.
What?
They
They're
extended
releasing
it.
another part of the finale 2023.
What?
It's
Why?
not over.
I don't
know.
understand.
What do you mean? What? Wait, they're done.
No, it's final season part 3 2023.
But it's the final season. Why is the final thing so long?
They're dragging out the final season for 3 years now.
Why are they calling it the final season if they're gonna drag it out in 3 sections?
I have no clue. And also, for context, I have not seen any of the physical material, like the released finale, right? That's already out there in print. So, like, I have no clue why it needs to be this long. Like, why? I'm actually just tired. I really just ended.
Okay, another thing. If you're watching Attack on Titan, or you don't want to be spoiled, Anita, you've seen the episodes, right?
I am not done with. I don't think it's been released, like where this part 2 is done.
Oh no, but you've seen what's been out, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, this is a spoiler. If you don't, it's like 1 sentence. But don't listen for the next 10 seconds. I saw the epic friend zoning scene, Anita. Oh my god! I understand why he did all this stuff just based on context. There was a massive friend zoning, right, Anita? Like a friend zoning so hard that it influenced someone to kill millions of people. Friend zoning, potentially.
I'm getting confused.
Anita,
let me just say, someone called someone family.
Anita, there's only one main love line in the show.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think of the specific scene because I guess I'm not.
Maybe it's not in the anime yet, Doug?
No, it is. I swear. I just saw a clip because I'm not watching it, right? But I just heard someone call someone, but we're like family. I just saw a clip. I'll try to give it to you later, Nina. So I watched it completely out of context, but I thought the scene was hilarious when I was watching it. And the comment section was the most funny thing I've ever seen in my life. But I ain't gonna talk about any of the sequel animes because that would require you a ridiculous amount of investment, right?
Mm-hmm.
The number one new show that I'm watching this season is Spy X Family.
Oh, I saw a trailer for that.
Basically, dad is a spy, right? Mom is an assassin. Daughter is a mind reader. And their whole thing is they're not actually family, but they're pretending to be a family.
Undercover.
Undercover family. That's the whole premise. So that's the most hype show this
That's
season.
cute.
It looks hilarious. And it's done by Cloverworks and Wood Studios. So you know it's going to be good. Yeah. I gotta find that clip for Anita because like damn I don't know what I saw, but I was like dying when I watched it. Like I was reading the comments and I was like, this is the funniest shit ever.
Oh, also, I won't go into depth into my thoughts on this, but FYI, I watched a couple of dramas in case people also saw them. All of Us Are
Have
Dead.
you seen the ending of that one show?
Which one?
25-21?
I've started that.
Oh, okay, never mind. Okay.
I started 21-25.
Oh, 21. Not 25-21.
21-25? I don't remember how the
I
order.
don't know
like,
either.
It's like that.
I haven't seen it.
I watched and finished All of Us Are Dead, which was based on a webtoon, and I watched Turning Red for people out there. I think it's pretty popular nowadays. I really liked the movie on that one. The music is bomb for that movie. So just for that, you should check it out.
Speaking of Disney Plus, I'm also watching Moon Knight. It's really good. Y'all should watch it. Moon Knight,
Oh,
yay!
right.
It's one of the better
wait.
Marvel shows. I actually
right.
think so.
I also am catching up because I know it already ended, but Street Girl Dance Fighter.
Oh my god, Anita, you're like half a year too late with this. But continue.
Are you living in 2021 by yourself, Anita?
It came out a couple of months ago, technically. But anyway, great. Very short, but definitely very talented girls. I am for sure they're going to be doing stuff sooner rather
here's
than
the
later.
thing, Anita. Have you noticed, like, so they did some stuff at the New Year's, right? Performances, right? They're all kind of gone since then. You know how Korea has like the shortest attention span ever for entertainment people, right? Like,
Yeah.
Korea trends so hard, even for just straight up entertainers, where like you're popular for 1 year and you got a solar eclipse this year, right? And then after that year,
yeah.
they just like throw you out because they don't care anymore, right?
That's what happens to everything about entertainment in Korea.
Yeah. There's
mean,
no
we'll
staying
see.
power at all.
We'll see how it goes because they kind of already started this series where like they did Street Woman Fighter, right? They blew up. They did Street Dance Girl Fighter. I think it was okay. I don't think it got as big. And now later this year, I believe they're doing Street Men Fighter. So we'll see if that keeps going downhill.
Hey, I'm just looking at Noze's Instagram. She's sponsored in like these are like consecutive 10 posts. UGG, Calvin Klein, Fendi, and Gucci within like
Wow.
the 10 posts.
Good.
Wow.
God damn.
Great for her.
God damn.
Gucci.
Holy.
Wow.
That's crazy. Got anything else, Warren?
I'm looking up whether it's Street Man Fighter or Street Men Fighter. I still can't find it.
Okay. Street Lad Fighter. I like that one better.
Street Lad Fighter. It turns out if you need to get your parents' permission to be on the show if you're underage. So, good job, Street Man Fighter. I'm looking at their website. That's what it said on their FAQ.
I mean, based on the title, you can't have people like younger than like 18.
Well, they're implying they can. Because if you're not,
No.
if you're under 18, you have to get your parents' permission to be on the show.
That doesn't make sense.
What? Why does it? That totally makes sense.
No, because I mean the whole premise of Street Woman Fighter is that these were like pretty veteran, almost like pretty established dancers, if not.
Maybe there's like a veteran dancer who happens to be 17, but he's been dancing since he was 3, you know?
That could be.
Who knows? Okay, for the record, it's apparently called Street Man Fighter, not Street Men Fighter.
Street Man, okay.
Street Man. So it's just one. There's gonna be one person on the show. It's gonna be Kang
one
Daniel,
man, and he's gonna fight people in the streets.
Yep. Yep. Kang Daniel is gonna fight. He's gonna fist his. No, that's came out wrong. He's gonna punch his way through.
What?
He's gonna punch his way
Hey,
through.
yo, Byron. Hey, yo. I don't think Anita watches that YouTube channel.
No.
Bing bong.
Alrighty. Well,
All right,
epic meal time, boys and girls.
You heard it here. Kang Daniel's gonna fist. All right. Warren said. All right. Next week though, we were supposed to have the Big Bang thing, but no, it's just IVE tomorrow. Then Ghost 9 and Suho. Saturday, Choa is releasing music. Who would have thought that was gonna happen?
Wow.
And then Monday, Onyu and Epics. All right.
Hello.
This has been SojuTalk, your weekly shot at K-pop. I'm Doug. I'd like to thank Warren and Anita for joining me on this episode 183. We'll see you guys next time, everyone. Bye.
Bye. Special shoutouts to our Fiesta patrons: Bagel, Based Mina, Brian, Shadow, Cotton Ball, Delmonic, Ellie, Genki Boy, Goku Mama, Jacob, Liam's Games and Toys, Luke Daniels, and Jay Parks. Tier, thank you for joining SojuTalk. And special thanks to our Discord server mods: Jacob, K Music Nerd A, Koala, Mafiar, Max, No Bias Luna, Tuggles, and Wolf297.